a crazy week, but all in all, fun, fantastic. Nothing I couldn't handle. Went to DreamCon. Heard you. That was crazy. Cool stuff like that. I would prepare more.
Well, first off, you know me. I'm an OG con goer, so I'm gonna be real with you. Like, it's really no hate to DreamCon or anything like that. And I think that's what I was trying to point out earlier. There's always like going to be, especially with big cons, like cons that have experienced exponential growth, there's always going to be growing pains. But for some reason, there are some people in the DreamCon camp that went, and like some people who went to DreamCon had an amazing time and we love them. Some people went to DreamCon and had a really piss poor time and said, don't come back to this fucking con.
I'm here to de-influence anybody that's been thinking about DreamCon, wanting to go to DreamCon. Do not waste your money. I took time off of work. I bought the tickets. I registered, came to everything on time, and this is the most disorganized thing I've ever seen in my life.
So the question is, can we find what is the disconnect between people who love the convention and people who really didn't like the convention? And my first thing that I didn't like that I heard online is a lot of people who went and had a good time were like, niggas be nigging and niggas be acting wild. And I'm like, first off, don't say that, because at every con that I've been to, there's always somebody acting wild, and it's not always someone who's black. Don't say that, because you're putting this negative connotation on black people just because this is a con that's attended by predominantly black people. Don't do that. That's bad.
We definitely don't want to assign our entire culture or an entire blerdom, to like just a couple of outliers. Not the outliers, but like every con has that one set of people that are just gonna go a little crazy, gonna get a little drunk, gonna get a little too high, gonna be like, oh God, I've got so many people around me and I just have this opportunity to be the center of attention for a moment. I'm gonna speak in an Irish accent that I haven't practiced at all for the whole weekend.
For the whole weekend. And it's just like, it happens. Like, I've been to cons where fucking I went to a con a couple years ago, pre-pandemic, where some random guy got on top of the fucking building and did a backflip off into the pool. And everybody was freaking the fuck out, and the guy broke his leg. Like, it was a really big thing. And I'm just like, cons are notorious for bad behavior, because especially like after the pandemic, like, people just haven't been out their houses. So it's for me, DreamCon who initially only had an attendance of like maybe less than 5,000 attendees, going to 30,000 attendees in a year, approximately. It's a lot of exponential growth. But the issue that they had is not a DreamCon issue. The issue that they had is every big con issue, and it's staffing. It's staffing, volunteering, and you need people there to staff your convention. You need people to say, hey, get the fuck off of that. Hey, stand in this line. Hey, where's your badge? Like, and if you don't have that staff, you're gonna fucking notice it.
You're going to see these pitfalls. You're going to see these holes and things. Like, because I think that DreamCon as a whole, like as an idea, is fantastic, and I think that what the guys over at RDC did, especially being from Texas, I have mad respect for what they've kind of accomplished. But like, again, I don't think that they are so much aware of the community that they've kind of formed. Like, I think that like the community itself is a little bit like they're all raunchy. Like, they like the RDC themselves are kind of like they're like the frat boys of anime. Like, they're literally like,
they have a party con. Absolute, and I think that's like, it's the same thing I have with the con here in Florida called Holiday Matsuri. I've begged some of y'all to come out to it when I pitched it. Not this year though. This year they're going through some pains, but it's a party convention, and when you're serving an age group that's predominantly 18 to 35, you're gonna have parties, and you're gonna have people who want to get lit, get turned up, shake ass. All of those things are fine, but you have to have the staffing. You need to be able to have events for people to go to. Like, I heard people were boxing in the vendor hall. That's an easy fix. Put a fucking big ass ring with some oversized inflatable boxing glove and let the motherfuckers have it. Let them at them.
They had a foam sword room. It was a little pricey. I mean, but it's I say a little pricey. It was like $5 the whole weekend. But then it was like depending on the weapon that you wanted to use, it was like more and things, and the time frame. So I mean, it looked interesting, but it looked like okay, there's only like a certain class of people, and like everything was kind of sequestered off. Like it was like, oh, cool, there's something for everyone. But at the same time, it was like, ooh, these people are definitely just going to be in this one room this whole time, and these people are definitely not going to leave this area at all. And then you got the people who are like, I'm literally just here to walk the hallways, wait for the after party, and go to any like big event that's going to play like a lot of music. It was an interesting walk around.
Yeah, I mean, really what it sounds like is that they just need someone to help them. Someone with a lot of convention experience, especially large crowds. They need someone with experience to assist them with their planning and infrastructure of how the event will run. But it's not like I mentioned earlier, I don't think this is a uniquely DreamCon issue. I do think that this is a large con issue because I've heard understaffing at Anime Expo. I've heard about understaffing at some of the other large conventions. Even some of the conventions I've been to here in Orlando, I've seen understaffing. Where there's not enough staff, there's not enough volunteers. People don't know what the fuck is going on. So it's just like, why are you staff? And I really don't know. I mentioned it when I was talking to Spicy Lady. Like, I don't know what's happening with cons because I know that they're getting bigger and bigger. And I know that people are always trying to, you want to turn a profit on your event. But my question is what are you guys doing to ensure the safety, the comfortability of your attendees? If so, that means that you have to, cut off your ticket sales so that your Saturday isn't fucking ass to ass, nipple to nipple. Are you going to do that? If that means that you need to provide more interactive activities for the price point that you're making people charge, are you going to do that? And I don't know if
and stuff like that. I get that. I get that. Having more things to do with the motherfucker's hands so nobody's boxing in the lobby. Which is great. I didn't see the boxing, but I heard about it. Like that was also pretty wild. And then I was also like, yeah, niggas be nigging. Like I did see a lot of nigging. That did happen, but I wouldn't blame it on the whole culture. It was also a lot of really dope shit. I saw like incredible cosplays, a lot of love, very like open community. And honestly, I didn't even go. There was to a degree, I was in the city more so to feel the vibe of what it's like to have the city pumped full of individuals that are very much like-minded. We're not necessarily like-minded, but people who are into a lot of the same shit that I am. Like there's this niche I know is going to be live right here in the city at this time, and 6th Street was incredible. Like I know that the con was wild, but like honestly, I had more fun on 6th Street the night of the after party. I was like, I didn't buy any after party tickets, and I don't got that fucking wristband, so I'm going to 6th Street where I can walk and drink. I'm gonna go hang out over here. And it was awesome. I drank with tons of people. Me and my brother, my baby brother, because he came and helped out with the baby and stuff like that. It was very nice. But he got a chance to like go out and hang out and party, and it was really dope. Like there was a lot of people that I had conversations with about like their good experiences and their bad experiences, and most people were just like, it's really disorganized. Like they're still having issues, even though it's on their like 4th year. No, it's their 3rd year, right?
This is this is year 3 for them, and. I really have to like stress this is that I expect with conventions there to be, especially baby conventions, because this is really a baby con. I expect there to be a little bit of disorganization. I expect there to be growing pains. What I guess I'm not used to is, and this is probably because I haven't been to a convention that is solely dedicated to Black people. I guess I'm not used to seeing weird, like, racially specific backlash. And I'm really, and like, that's what I've experienced a lot with DreamCon. Like, as I'm going through TikTok and I'm reading through Twitter posts and I'm reading through everything, it's just like, I'm a lot of, niggas can't have good things, or a lot of niggas make things disorganized, and I'm just...
Black people feel like they can do it all. They never want to get legitimized. They never want to be professional. When it's time to do that, and I think it's time to do that, making
just like I have.
Go ahead.
Oh no, go please.
Oh no, I was saying that's like the crux of anything like fun that we do, is that like we are going to have the class of people that are like, my time was affected by like the ignorance or the exuberance that these motherfuckers were showing, like, right, like, or that like there's a lot of like, hey man, like we're all here and we're all hyped and we're all excited, so let's just turn up and have this good time. And that's that vibe and energy that some people are looking for, right? Because like again, it's only 3 days, so all in all, people are just like turning up to cut loose and have a good time and experience this type of thing. So like to a degree I understand, because I don't know, like, and this breaks down I think deeper into like nigga culture, black culture. Like I can't, it's almost weird to have to like slash that nigga slash black culture, because it's
Right.
almost like it's not different, but it is, you know.
No, it really, I guess like I have not, I didn't, when I review cons, because you know I do a lot of convention press. When I review a con, I review it as like the convention business. And for me, at the end of the day, no matter what the theming of the con is, like I always initially approach it like that. But I guess for the black community, having something, because I know that over the years we had a lot of issues with with BlerdCon. There's been a lot of unique issues that I will not get into. But so everyone's been kind of defaulting to DreamCon because they're like, fuck BlerdCon because of whatever they've got going on. DreamCon is the spot to be. And I give them grace. I don't think they really thought that they were going to have the amount of people that they had. But also, I'm like, but you did know, because you sold the tickets and you saw the ticket sales.
You kept selling tickets, you kept reopening them. But like, I don't know, like, because again, the fact that it's getting bigger and the fact that people are like, that takes time and growth, right? I think for sure, like from a business perspective, for sure, I think that like, hey, maybe this year was a mistake, because they were like, well, we're gonna move it from Arlington, where even they were disorganized there, but I feel like the smaller venue was like a more controllability because they've been there like multiple years, they've been able to build relationships. And then, you know, they moved to Austin, it's bigger, it seems like they maybe have like a little less control. I mean, they have as much control as possible. What I'm saying is that like the amount of people, it's very difficult to rein in and shit. So like, but the thing was that fucked me up was that like, okay, you've got a map, you've got an app, and I guess that's a normal thing with like cons, to have like small confusing like what's the data quality of life, that's it, quality of life issues and shit, like just minor format stuff. But like community, right, like that's something that I'm really like, because of other cons being around for so long, right, and having multiple years, like you have those opportunities to like not cull the community, but like get a culture like around them, like around that shit. And I don't necessarily think, I think because of the fact that like the people who created the con are so like into everything that's happening at the con, like they want to participate in all this other stuff like that, that they don't necessarily have anything to like control the crowd or anything like that. Like I had multiple panels where like it was just like like motherfuckers were here, but they were also like barely here. It was like I wanted to almost scream at some people like, hey man, you're not watching YouTube, like this is like
there's a person up there. It could just be that like, honestly, I think it really comes down to like an immaturity of like the con business. Like they don't have the longevity. They really need somebody who knows what the fuck to do at a con. They really need somebody who's helped plan or has a vast number of years or some good knowledge on convention planning. I can't say that I'm that person, but even if you, I'm gonna be real with you, because every time you critique, they're like, oh, but could you do it? I'm gonna be fucking real with you. Probably not. I've never planned a convention before, but I can tell you as a con reviewer, there's someone who's done a lot of cons. Hell, I just went to a con earlier last month, and I did a review of their convention, and they were having like very small issues, like they had an app issue. But one thing I could say is that they have the culture and they had the organization down. Okay. It's a lot easier to give them grace, you know, on the app not working, because their culture was great. And it's just like, the reason why DreamCon may be experiencing a lot of backlash right now is just because like on every level you guys had a lot of issues. So, and I'm already kind of seeing like right now the DreamCon themselves, RDC, is remaining silent, which is good. They need to shut the fuck up.
And before we end it, now, I know I wanted to come on here and address this right off the bat, because I know we had a few problems, you know, with lines. Well, look, I hear y'all. Listen. I'm gonna tell y'all this, the second we heard the problems, we already started addressing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all gotta take it a bit easy on us. We went from 6,000 to 22,000, and we thank y'all all for coming, I promise y'all. We're not just like hearing y'all concerns and ignoring them. We're really sitting here having dialogues, trying to find out how to make it better for next year already. So everybody, if you got hold this year, you did not get to see your favorite creator, did not get to go to the event you wanted to go to. Look, I know. Hey, you got hold, I know it because you yelled it. I'm sorry about that. But look, I promise. Give us a chance, because I've never seen a convention with this many beautiful black people all in one place. I've never seen it, and I love it. I love what we're doing. Love that y'all are coming and supporting for who you here for. We just thank y'all, okay? So just give us some time, you feel me?
Love you, boy!
Don't say anything right now. Let them
get the feedback. Just get all that feedback. Just
get all the feedback. But while they're getting feedback, I think it'd be really important. And I mean, I'm no PR specialist, but if I were like, hey, here's what you should do. You should take the feedback. You should say, hey, we've received a lot of feedback about our event, and during the planning for our next event, we're going to be working with new individuals who can help us see the next convention, bring it to a place in which you guys are happy, it's a safe event, and, you know, we're taking your consideration and actually planning out a better event for y'all. That would be key. Now,
change. Hey, like, who doesn't want to see a nigga grow? Who doesn't want to see a motherfucker change, you know?
Now, the question is, because I fully intend, I already told people, I don't care what kind of mess it is, until I go, I don't have a say in anything. I'm just an outside spectator. I fully intend to go next year. So that'll be the full, like, where I'm like, as a content creator, as a reviewer, and I go to the con, I'm like, so this is what I expect, that I'll be like, should you go or should you not go? But I mean, growing pains, I'm interested to see what happens. I personally love the videos out there have been on either side. Either it's, this was a great event, watch my photo dump, or this was a shit event, watch this, did you see this person get slapped in the face with a bologna slice because someone got slapped in the face with a bologna slice.
It was beautiful. It was some wild shit. Like, again, I represent two schools of thought, right? I am the type of person that was like, in school, when I heard the words fight, I was running to the fight. I was like, oh shit, let me see what's happening. I still watch fight comps and World Star videos. I still watch all of that ignorant shit. I still check it out because to a degree, I still listen to a hella ignorant gangster music. And I also am very much like, niggas just, hey, niggas calm down. Hey,
come on. I mean, and maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need a calm mama. Maybe they need like some older woman within blerdom to sit there and be like, hey, listen. Don't you put that? See that's your problem right there. You over there on your motherfucking bus.
Thorkel, get off that mother. Get down off the face.
Now, Miles Morales, I know you hear me. Get your
Miles Morales.
We just need some old uncle with a toothpick who's dressed up like Afro Samurai. Now, listen, I'm bushing your shit.
I have the number 2 headband, and I'm the legendary beat your ass saying, maybe
they just need some olders.
Maybe just a little song, some extra, some elder black person to come in. At the same time, I'm like, I really respect the niggas out there, because like, to me, in my brain, I'm like, have you ever been to like a basketball tournament or a choir, like a big thing, like anything that's been organized by like a group of niggas? Right. Yes. It's very much giving like family reunion. It's very much giving like the cousins got together and planned a party. Like, right. That's what it's giving. And I feel like them not wanting to necessarily give up too much control has a lot. But it's so wild because did you see the sponsors that they have for this year? Like,
yeah, they brought in fucking Tia Corrine, like a whole XXL rapper. Like, clearly, and I mean, I'm not saying that Right, everyone. Corey Kenshaw was fucking there. Like,
I was on the hunt. I was like, where is this nigga Corey?
Where's Corey? The funny part is that there are so many pictures of black men, like with afros that looked vaguely like Corey. I was like, Corey got clones out here. It was very funny to me. Carl Jones was there. Yes, it was. I mean, that's the main reason why I want to go. Like, it's because it feels so cozy.
It's the Freaknik of anime. It's like I looked behind I turned around to a dude that I was going through the metal I was going through the metal detector before this guy, and he was talking about like just how awesome it was. He was like, man, and I was like, nigga, it's like Black Mecca, nigga, it's like Blerd and Mecca. You can just show up, you don't know who you're going to fucking see because the population is small and we are almost all here. Like,
yes,
if you fall into especially the RDC, because I like RDC, but they are sports nerdy, right? They are black. They're like they
are power scalers. They're debaters. They are rage against the fucking rage at the computer. I know what you're talking about. Yes, they are those niggas.
Exactly, but then they're also the thing is that they have allied themselves with that whole umbrella. I mean, like fucking Kai Cenat's there, King Vader, all them niggas are there. Afro Samurai, Afro Century, Afro Century, like this.
Yep. No, you're fine.
But like that's the thing is that all of these individuals are there and involved in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I'm just like, okay, if you look at their channels, right, I can see that this is the way this is going to go, but I don't see it. Like, nothing egregious enough has happened yet to where like it's just like shit DreamCon down, cancel DreamCon. Like it could, but so so good.
They've gotten themselves into a few scandals, and there's some things that have happened over the years, and I really think that they would benefit from one, a really importantly, a dedicated like PR team that would really help them out. And also having and I'm sure they have one, but maybe work with them a little bit differently. I don't know. I speak, but like I don't know.
Do you fuck with Odd Future? Like, did you fuck with Odd Future way back in the day? You got like Tyler the Creator, right? He's the breakout star of Odd Future. But back in the day, right, it was just a collective of niggas, right? It was very much RDC music, right? And there was like this generation, but they had a motherfucker that was out that actually was like handling business. His name was Clancy, and it was this old white dude who looked very out of place in all the pictures. But like he literally was the person that orchestrated like a lot of this stuff, or at least focused all of these very crazy personalities into like this thing. And I'm like, I don't know. Because of the fact it's so new, I'm like, we don't have any elder statesmen of blerdom to come in and say like, hey.
But see, here's the thing. I don't believe that. I don't, and here's why. Because there is enough people within the blerd community that have the knowledge. I'm not going to say that they're specifically like a Clancy, like that's their job, but there are tons of people within the blerd community, tons of people I fuck with heavily on my own that that they have the production knowledge, that they have like the connections, and let's be completely fucking frank here, keeping a beef and bean burrito. These niggas aren't poor. Like these aren't poor people.
They're not.
Right, we're not talking about they've created this from the ground up and they're making like maybe $100,000 a year living in a house together. No, these men have really elevated themselves. These are not poor men by any means. They're not maybe super billionaires, but they're not poor men.
Not all of them are on the same level as far as like the money making situation.
That's also true. But like, if you're going to invest, I guess the key thing is you already invested in a new center, right? You already spent the money there. That was a good move. I always believe in if you can afford to upgrade to provide your people space, do so. Why not also invest in a team that's dedicated to making sure that the structure and again, this is not a DreamCon specific situation. I have this critique of a lot of cons. Why not invest in somebody or a team that actually works on the structure of your event? If you know that you're going to have at least 30,000 minimum niggas at your event, why not make sure that you have each of your departments prepare for that? Make sure that each of your departments are ready for that. Y'all had a year to plan for this event. Y'all knew back in fucking January when those tickets initially sold out, because I tried to get one. Y'all know back in January when those fucking tickets sold out that your event was going to be big. So from there you had 6 months. You knew for 2 years, because everybody, I'm talking about when y'all canceled in 2021 and everybody on Twitter, everyone on Black Nerd Twitter had a fucking hissy fit. How dare you cancel the fucking DreamCon for that year, that everybody was excited to go to the next year. You had the hype. You knew. Like, and I don't think they can feign ignorance, and I don't think that the people that are giving them the grace of, oh, you know, they're growing exponentially. Yes, I understand growth. I understand a little organization, but if you buy a ticket, right? This is, I think, the thing that if I went would have pissed me off. If I spend platinum ticket money, right, and I'm guaranteed to have a certain right. If I'm dropping $100 and some odd on a ticket, and that's supposed to get me priority entrance into events, priority seating into main events, priority XYZ. And then I get there, and on day 2, I'm told that my platinum something ticket no longer has priority, that I just need to show up on time, and I may get pulled out of the crowd.
Yep.
Do you know? I'm gonna be real with you. I would have turned into somebody real as Black Mama. I would have fucking raged. How dare you? I want a fucking refund.
You take my motherfucking money and basically mean that this plus or this platinum or any of this shit extra that I paid for basically means nothing.
Yeah, it means nothing, and that like that is a really big right. I'd literally I'd lose my shit and it also to hear that not only were people skipping lines, people were skipping in front of you. There was that's what I mean, organizational wise. That's something that's a staff issue. That's simple as I have 2 lines. This is a gold line, this is a platinum line, this is a gen ticket line, and a nigga that stands in line. Every other con I've been to, and that's the only thing I can say about every other con I've ever been to, there's never been an issue with, if I buy the VIP ticket, I can't get priority seating. So for me to go to DreamCon, I done spent X amount of money for my ticket to get here, to stay here, to drink here, to do all the after parties. You know, I'm trying to ball out. And you tell me that I have to wait in line and get here on time? I would knock the shit out of somebody. I'd beat somebody's ass. That would be it. Listen, Paris is right. Someone's getting hurt, and I'm not in the dodgeball tournament. Not for real. I'm really finna fuck somebody up. How dare you?
Teachers and I'm swinging chairs on motherfuckers. It's little nigga moments around for everybody.
Right. These are houses rated E for every motherfucking body, and for that alone, I understood the stress when I saw when I saw this girl. She was practically half crying on the fucking. It was just she's talking about how much money she spent. She traveled from Chicago. These people spend their getting the one thing about the appeal of DreamCon is that you can meet your faves. You can meet your idols. You know what I'm saying? You can buddy. Literally, you can run into King Vader. It's right there. You know, and to know that I spent my whole life, my whole year's savings on this event, and I don't get priority. I'm letting you know. I'm finna RKO somebody, and that's literally, and that's on Frieza.
That's on Ginyu Force.
I'm screwing up with RDC World and that boxing room created in the vendor hall. Oh goodness, but
it's wild. But you know what's crazy? What's also wild that so this is my first con as a parent. So we never brought the baby into the con or anything like that. We always just kind of switched out and let somebody go. But I was walking out oh yeah, no, definitely not bringing my baby to this shit. I couldn't. And I looked around. I was there were parents, there were little kids, different things like that were coming as well to come see their faves. They're their favorites as well. I was some of this is a little not necessarily. I mean, we all love cosplay. We watch anime. We understand what ecchi is. But there's a degree of fighting bullshit and niggatry that was damn, you don't necessarily want to have your kid up here and somebody start boxing right next to you and shit. I'd have to hurt something that.
No, you're not wrong. Like, what was it, last year? Someone talked about how they, at one of the panels, of course, I could be misquoting this. Please do not quote me. Do not put quotes around me. Black and culture is just trying to go from memory here. So bear with me here, okay? Allegedly, there was a child, I think maybe that was 10 or under, that was bullied at one of the panels. Like, she said something out of place, and then everybody was clowning on it.
That sounds about right. That sounds like it kind of about what happened. Like, I mean, not necessarily. I didn't see any 10-year-old, but I definitely saw I was like, oh, okay. But I was also in most of the like adult age stuff. Like, I didn't go to anything that seemed to be for everybody. Mm-hmm. So that's why that kind of behavior was like encouraged. But at the same time, I didn't hear about it this time. So maybe just maybe.
I think that if I were to fix DreamCon, spitballing here, if I were to fix DreamCon, first thing I'd do is I'd make it an 18 plus con. Only people that can attend are 18 plus. That'd be one. Number two, I'd increase my staff, and at least 2 weeks prior, all staff and volunteers involved would have to go through some kind of mandatory rundown of the event, so that they could understand the flow of the event and what's expected.
Where it needs to go where. Okay, I got you. That definitely makes a lot of sense.
Number three, what I would do is I would basically create a culture committee that their main job would be to facilitate, basically to walk around and facilitate the culture of the convention. Because water stations, thank you. I was actually about to get to that. I also agree with that as well. To facilitate the culture of the convention, their job would basically be to monitor, but not necessarily like hall monitor. It's more like to just kind of gauge what people are needing, what people access. That way, for the next year for planning, I could go to my culture committee and say, "Hey, you are on the floor. What did you see?" For health and safety reasons, definitely water stations. Always love water stations. I'd probably make food, some kind of snack station or food station accessible. Lots of food options because niggas be hungry. And number three, I'd probably move all after parties except 2 off-site. One of the big cons here in Orlando did that, and they moved all but one event. All the after parties were moved off-site to different venues. And I think
smart. That helps with the culture thing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Because if everybody partying, like, you still can keep most of something like 18 plus, but the difference is all the party people will be somewhere else. And the people who kind of just want to walk around, if you want to see a boudoir show, a burlesque show, or whatever the case is, moving all of the events off-site will help with that. And I think that right there, that alone, could really help with facilitating the vibes of, like, also you'll bring more business to the rest of Austin. Like, now it's not just at the convention center. Now, you know, if there's a club down the street that needs a little bit of business, now you got some. But that's what I would do if I were RDC World.
If you had the ability. I mean, actually, I get it. You know, when we gonna get the Culture Con? You know, when we gonna get Black and Culture Con? When con of your own, you know?
I really, for a lot of years, I really wanted to do one. I just know it takes a lot of work, and I don't want to be that person that's like, fuck all these cons, I'm gonna host my own, and then my shit be asked too.
Hey, but that's the thing. Like you say, hey, we were all about that when it comes to podcast or content creation, but that's you got to jump in, somewhere in the deep end. You got to jump in. But I get it as well, because that's a lot. There's a whole lot, and they required fame. Not necessarily, because you could do a con with 30 people.
It would definitely be. What I'd probably do is, like, I definitely want to host a con. I know that that's like my end goal. Is I want to have like. What I really want is, like, where RDC World has like an entire production company that's dedicated to hosting like events and things like that. Like, that would be my ultimate end goal. But it takes a lot of time. You have to build your name. Takes a lot of money. And your girl, a little money looking a little funny, and change be looking a little strange. But
shit, I'm out here picking up cans and shit, trying to fill them up with dirt, trying to make sure that they weigh a little more. Like, this is the type of shit you gotta do,
You already know. But thank you so much for giving me your insight on DreamCon. I know that there's only a handful of people that were willing to talk about it, and I wouldn't say shit on DreamCon, but a handful of people that weren't willing to be honest about the experience.
I live up the street. come see me. Leland, come see me. Desmond Johnson, come see me. I don't care. Bring it out. Like, look, I'm from Texas, baby. We can do this right now, right here on your stream. I like y'all. I love y'all. If y'all got a problem with what I said, come do something about it. I'm up the road.
That's crazy. I just would like to say publicly that I am, if you do in fact travel to the Well-Spoken's home, I am of no association. You can in fact not come here. You cannot come and whoop my ass. Please don't do that. That was him, not me. Not they outside. Paris, you're ridiculous. Oh goodness. But we're gonna go ahead and shift into what we've all